Hello, 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 everybody! That is not how I usually open one of these. So a bit ago, I put out a video talking about my unpopular Barney opinions and some of my friends, and you guys seem to really enjoy that video. And in that video, I asked you guys to leave comments of your own Barney hot takes, and boy howdy, did you ever. So I wanted to make a follow-up video where I review your Barney unpopular opinions and hot takes and give my thoughts on them. As always, remember, these are just opinions, and we're just having fun here. Please do not get upset in the comment section. And before we get started, guys, I just want to let you know that it really means a lot to me if you could subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. That's how YouTube knows you like my content, and it helps me continue to be able to make Barney content for you guys, which is something I really enjoy. So if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you so much. And one more small note before we get started. I just have a little cold that I'm getting over, so I hope it's not super noticeable. So I'm going to do my best. We're going to try it out, okay? Welcome to the Barney Desk. Kicking us off with one from Hedge on Stage. Barney and friends following the concept of Barney goes to school, and primarily having Barney in a school setting for basically the entirety of the TV series was one of the worst decisions they could have made, because I feel it heavily stagnated Barney and contributed to the staleness later on. What a spicy take to start off the video. Okay, let's get into this. I disagree with this one, mostly, because I find the park from season 7 to 14 got very, very creatively stagnant. But I don't feel that happened with the school. I think if they kept going with using the school setting from season 7 to 14 onward, then yes, it would have gotten stale. But like, I never found that the school era was tiresome. Like, it gave Barney a natural structure. You know, centers, educational lessons, all those sorts of things. They built episodes around that. And it's not like the school setting was limiting. By season 3, they introduced the treehouse, which totally freshened things up visually, especially in seasons 4 to 6. Plus, a lot of the home videos from that era didn't use the school sets. They went to other places, like Walk Around the Block, or Adventure Bus, or Camp Wanna Run Around. So, like, it's not like Barney was locked down in one setting. If anything, I missed the school setting. It felt way more cozy and imaginative than the wide open park, which got super repetitive very quickly. I think the real stagnation came after they ditched the classroom, not because they stuck with it for too long, but because they left it behind. Very interesting take though, very much appreciate that. I give this one 2 riffs out of 5. From GTA X PC, Barney's Great Adventure should be fixed. The plot looks forced a little. I'm not even gonna pretend I'm neutral on this. I really like Barney's Great Adventure. I think the film is really good. Seeing Barney walk around in a real world setting is just so funny. I wish we got more material like this that was aimed at the older end of Barney's demographic, because when they actually tried to do that, it really worked, and this movie proves it. BGA Barney might be one of his best versions, if not the best. He's funny, he's charming, he's got that sad moment that we're going to talk about later. I love getting to spend more time with him. Also, I think the whole idea of Cody being a parallel for the real-life Barney hate is pretty genius. Like, it's handled pretty simply, but it says a lot without making it like a whole message or nothing. It's just a smart little meta thing that I love every time I watch it. Now, I'll say it, the egg plot is fine. It's very like children's fantasy movie logic, which is what it is. But the tweak and as a reveal is kind of weird. You got this big, mystical rainbow glowing egg, and then it hatches into like a white, fluffy baby alien thing. It's cute, but it's giving like, you know, merchandise we never got around to making. It just kind of happens, and it's very close to the end, and it feels a little underbaked. BJ and Baby Bop definitely feel a little shoehorned in too. I love them, but they do pop in for only like 1 or 2 scenes. The original script had them much more prominently featured by Stephen White, but unfortunately that's not the script that we got. But that being said, I think BGA is a very fine film as it is. One thing I really do wish they did include was a theme song. Like, you're already making the big theatrical Barney experience. Let us hear the Barney theme song with like a full orchestra or something. But even without it, the If All the Raindrops scene is genuinely one of the best Barney moments of all time. It's so well choreographed, it's funny, it's a well done scene, and it's the only song from the show to be brought into the film besides I Love You. And I think that says a lot about If All the Raindrops and why it's the best Barney song, or one of the best. The suit occasionally looks odd in a few shots. There's 1 or 2 angles where his head looks a little too pear-shaped or a little too doughy-eyed, but overall I think he looks great. The suit performance is energetic, it's expressive, and it really sells Barney as a real, lovable figure in this world. I think BGA is pretty great how it is, and I wish it did successfully in the box office so we could have seen more of them. 1 riff out of 5. From Gia Cast, that one part in the season 7 episode Bunch of Boxes where the kids hug after the song Buckle Up My Seatbelt feels a bit odd. I don't even know what this is referring to. Let me go look at this. I'm getting so tired of this Baby Bop ad. Oh my god, it's all I get. I want to stop seeing it. It's annoying.
Very nice indeed. You know, a seatbelt keeps you safe.
Okay, I mean, yeah, it's a little odd. They just like kind of leave and Barney starts talking to the audience. It's not really how that works. But like, I don't know if it's a hot take. It's just kind of a fact. But thank you. I give this one 5 confused riffs out of 5.
What was that?
From Jordan Howell, 7798, I find tall BJ in season 2 just as creepy as tall Baby Bop. Yes! Thank you! Tall Baby Bop is like weird and kind of creepy looking, but BJ, oh my gosh, he looks awful, scary looking, do not like it. It doesn't even matter when they shrunk him down for Imagination Island, he still looks weird. His face is so flat, his pupils are huge. Oh my god, it's crazy how we have this amazing suit and then BJ. That's nuts. There's nothing in this world that I dislike more. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy they shrunk him. He looks like a Five Nights at Freddy's character. 5 out of 5 riffs. From Connor Hills 5665, Jill should have stayed around a little while longer during season 7 and 8 at least, because she didn't really appear all that much. She was only in like 4 episodes in season 6, and then 3 home videos including coming over to Barney's house where she got to be a member of BJ and the Rockets. Not to mention the fact that Lena Wington's in the same age group as the early hit kids from season 7 and 8 like Selena and Demi, so she could have easily stuck around for a bit longer than she did, and it would have made up for her rather small amount of appearances. A part of me feels like she was supposed to stay longer when they were planning to switch the show to Barney's house, but plans changed when Hit bought Lyric and decided to switch the show to the park instead. Okay. When Kathy no longer had her teddy bear in season 3, her character felt a bit bland and flat without him, no offense to Lauren King. And it was so weird how her teddy went from being literally her favorite friend in the whole world, to the point where she made me and my teddy about him, to being pretty much all but forgotten by the time season 3 came around. She also didn't really stand out as much without him. Thankfully, she finally acknowledged her teddy again when she, along with Tasha, Michael, Min, and Jason, returned and Sing and Dance with Barney during the duet with Linda. Also, I like your version of the Barney's Dilemma and credits theme from seasons 1 to 3 at the end of the video. Is there a full version of it? There is. Click to the top right. As for the take, okay. From Trey Stankos 3368, I think Selena Gomez should have been in Barney season 9. I don't, because it really annoys me when I see so much mainstream media talking about how Selena Gomez was like this big character on Barney and Friends, and none of us realized it. She was this main character. No, dog. She was in 2 seasons of the hit era. That is not a flex. 1 riff out of 5. From Evan Jones 7497, Carrie Stinson will always be the worst suit actor. Clunky acting and devoid of rhythm. It's sometimes hard to watch. Okay, this is kind of hard. I really think that Carrie Stinson is a great guy. He has purple roads, or he did have purple roads, and he was Barney for so long, starting like in the 90s. Yeah, I think I might agree. Not to the aggressiveness of this comment, but I definitely do think he's probably the weakest performance, in my opinion. And a lot of that, I'm sure, is due to Hit's insistence on toning down his performance. But in those Hit seasons, Barney lost all of the life inside of him. He has none of the energy, and as the time went on, the suit became even less expressive, and they were just stabilized, and it wasn't really in Carrie's favor. I don't know if he has lack of rhythm. I just think David Joyner was really good at the role. That's my thoughts. Yeah. 4 out of 5 riffs, just because I'm not this aggressive about it. From Grouchman21, all the voices for Barney are great. Yes, even the Barney's World incarnation. No. Okay, I'll actually explain why. Bob is Barney to me. There is no other voice. Tim and Duncan are an imitation, although one that I have grown to like. And Dean is his own character and is not Barney. And Jonathan, he's just Patrick Star as a purple frog. He is not Barney, not even in the slightest. He doesn't even sound like Barney. He sounds like a parody of Barney. I am not hearing this one out. No, disagree. This one gets 0 riffs out of 5. From 47 Cartoon Guy, the season 1 doll is the worst doll. If they hadn't used the Dakin doll for merch prior, that could have been perfect for season 1. Okay, I love the Dakin doll. I love the Dakin doll. And I don't think season 1 is an amazing doll, but I think that the season 1 doll was needed to get to some of the amazing dolls we got later on. If we're talking overall worst Barney doll, I would say it's the second Korean co-production doll. He looks like Golden Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's. If we're talking main series, the beta season 4 doll with the derpy face, probably him. 3 out of 5 riffs. From Anthony Solpizo 2269, the best tapes were the first 3 tapes. No. I like Backyard Show, but 3 Wishes and Day at the Beach are kind of boring, and I truthfully get them confused in my head sometimes, and they've got nothing on that second series. Waiting for Santa, Barney Goes to School, even Campfire Sing-Along and Rock with Barney kind of had the leg over the first. Sorry about that, I don't agree. 0 riffs out of 5. From Super Mario Paul Productions 7089, Season 3 is the best season of Barney and Friends. Yes, I totally agree. And I feel like that's a pretty common consensus. I don't know if it's a hot take, but we can talk about it. I love Season 3. I love Barney's design. I love the song choices. I love the cast. I love the intro. I love Baby Bop and BJ's redesigns. I love Season 3's home videos. And even though Stephen White did not return to write this season, I still think it's a very good season. I do love his humor, of course, in the other seasons, and think that the humor is better in those seasons, but I think overall Season 3 is just the best season of the show. 100%. 5 out of 5 riffs. From Anthony PQ30I, Barney should have flaws/emotions other than happy, like in Pistachio and Barney's World. Okay, like I agree, but you had to throw in Barney's World. I didn't like that. I do love seeing Barney when he's more emotional. I don't think he always has to be happy, and I do think it can work with Barney being upset, which I know not everyone agrees with, but I personally think that Barney can be upset. Look at that moment in Great Adventure when they're in the circus tent and it's raining and they don't think they're gonna find the egg, and Barney puts his head down. When the costume's head is down and the mouth is closed, it conveys a lot of sadness, despite being a perpetually smiling character. Now, Pistachio, I don't know if it was the best handling of that. Barney's World, I'm not going to talk about, I just don't care. But yes, I do wish we saw more of Barney showing emotion. 3 out of 5 riffs. Similarly, certain early episodes, like Lion's Era specifically, have this weird unintentional message of, oh, you're sad/pissed at someone, just be happy, nerd, cough cough, oh what a day, cough cough, and me no likey. Yeah, I think they got better with conflict as the show went on, mainly in those lyric seasons. I don't think they did the conflict well in the hit seasons, but it was there. I think it's fine that there wasn't too much conflict. Like in Caring Means Sharing, I thought that conflict was fine. It kind of sets up the episode, but it's not like the entire theme. The show could have benefited from a little more conflict, but I think it's fine the way it is. So, 2.5 riffs out of 5. Riff is a neurodivergent king. Let's break this down for a minute here. Let's really analyze this, okay? Riff is portrayed as a character who hears music everywhere he goes. That could indicate a heightened sensitivity to auditory stimuli. This trait is a common characteristic among neurodivergent individuals who often experience sensory input more intensely. His ability to mimic and create various sounds further emphasizes this heightened auditory perception. Riff's passion for music and invention is a central aspect of his character. He frequently engages in building and fixing things, demonstrating a deep focus on his interests. This level of dedication and enthusiasm is reminiscent of those intense interests and hyperfixations often observed in neurodivergent individuals. Riff also exhibits shyness and self-doubt, particularly when faced with new situations or responsibilities or when he messes up. He tends to seek encouragement from his friends to overcome these challenges. This behavior aligns with the social anxieties and need for reassurance that are sometimes, but not always of course, experienced by neurodivergent people. An interesting feature of Riff's character is his crest, which lights up when he's excited or creating music. This physical manifestation of emotional states can be seen as a metaphor for the visible expressions of excitement or overstimulation that some neurodivergent individuals experience. A lot of Riff's core identity does align with a lot of traits of those who are neurodivergent, meaning Riff could be a neurodivergent king. Or he's just a kid show character without this much depth, who knows? Question mark out of 5 riffs. Mr. Tennigan creeps me out, like, get away from Tasha's toes, you lil freak. Huh? I really like the kid acting / writing in season 11, and I can't articulate why. Just seems more natural, like realistic child banter. Probably because there are like barely any scenes with kids in them, and they are not written too much. That is how kids are. They're just kind of there. Early Dean was weird, but not bad. Like if Tim and Duncan had a baby. I don't want to picture that. The music box girl from Night Before Christmas is a baddie. Huh? The BGA suit is the best suit, and they should have brought it into the TV show. I think it's a really good suit. I do think the face shape is a little weird occasionally, but I think the blinking and the eye movements are really good, and they definitely should have used it in the TV show. I'm not sure why they didn't. Maybe because they covered it with hay at the very last scene. That could have been it, probably, actually. 3 riffs out of 5.
Laughter.
From Mr. Black, Dean went over every Barney voice actor. Maybe Bob, I don't know. Hey man, if Dean floats your boat, you go right ahead. But for me, 0 riffs out of 5. Hit era's better and lyric sucks. This gotta be just rage bait. If you like the hit era better over lyric, fine. I think lyric sucks is a bit extreme, but I 100% don't agree with this. This is -5 riffs out of 5 because the lyric era is my favorite and I think it's amazing. Next, from JennaFrog8117, I don't mind the fixed eyes. By then they had wisely made his eyes a bit bigger, and Barney already has massive pupils, so it can be left up to the performer to breathe life into him. The weighted eyes were sometimes effective, but they look goofy when they move unintentionally. See, I just find like in those hit eras, I don't know, Barney's lack of mobility in his eyes really limits his character, because they already got rid of the eyelid mobility, but his eyes just look forward, and oftentimes he's not even looking at who he's supposed to be talking to. He looks dead stare, and it has no life. Riff and BJ have more life than him in those seasons. I disagree. 0 riffs out of 5. Imagination Island isn't a personal favorite. That is to say, I didn't like it as a Barney age kid. I thought certain parts were scary, the storm, Baby Bob losing control of the ship's wheel, and I was slightly off-put by Tinkerpud, but was fine with him in Big Surprise. I appreciate it more as an adult. It's well written, well made, and an important part of Barney history, but it's still not in my top 10 home videos. I view it as essentially a warm-up for the Barney movie, which in my opinion was kind of a silly idea. Here's the thing. I'd comment on this one, but I've never seen Imagination Island. That's not technically true. I've seen Imagination Island, but as a child, but I have no recollection of what it's about. My mom and dad know what it's about, they remember me watching it, but I, for the life of me, have no memories of what Imagination Island is like, or what happens in it, aside from just what I've read on plot summaries. My good friend, our friend Barney, has even sent me a copy of Imagination Island to watch. Will I ever get around to watching it? From that Dino fan Cody, lyric era is the superior era. Yes. 5 big boobs. I mean riffs. 5 riffs.
Laughter.
From Izamation, I love Pistachio. I just do. I don't hate Pistachio. I think it's funny. I think it's kind of cute. What a Big Mistake is actually kind of a bop. That being said, it is, yes, very, very egregiously out of character. And Barney is definitely not good here. But, like, I don't know, I'd take this over any Season 7 episode because at least it's interesting, at least it's keeping my attention, at least it's funny. It's kind of just ironically funny, but it's also somewhat unironically funny. So that's, I agree. 4 out of 5 riffs.
Laughter.
From John Kaiser 6092, Barney died for me after they got rid of the school, Stella, Scooter, Miss Etta, and Bob West retired. It didn't die for me, but it was definitely a very different show and not the same show it was before. And the show before was better. That is my thoughts. 3 3/4 riffs out of 5.
Laughter.
From That Sailor Moon Girl, 1992, the Barney costume from Barney in Concert, Rock with Barney, and Seasons 1 and 2 is the best Barney costume. Good for you. I don't agree. I think the best Barney costume is the late 90s promo suit. He looks the most like Barney to me and the most lively, but I respect your opinion because it's also a very nice suit. They also have a bunch of entries that are effectively just, this video is a remake of this video, or it feels like one. So talent show feels like backyard show, beach party feels like day at the beach, night before Christmas is waiting for Santa, Camp Wanna Run Around, Campfire Sing Along, Let's Play School, Barney Goes to School, Pilot of Barney and Friends, Live in New York City, Barney in Concert, Musical Castle, Magical Musical Adventure. I agree with all of these. I don't think they're remakes per se, but I think they're like spiritual sequels or homages, probably because during this era, they were starting to retread lessons from those earlier seasons and those earlier videos that weren't in syndication anymore. I think that's the pretty good reason. So I agree. I somewhat agree. I'll give it like 4 to 5 riffs.
Laughter.
The season 1 Barney doll is my favorite Barney doll. Good for you. He's got charm, I can't deny that, but he is not mine. My favorite is the baseball-headed alternate season 7 doll. He's very cute. He's a little cookie. If not for him, then probably the season 6 doll. 2 to 5 riffs because I don't agree, but I'm happy for you.
Laughter.
From Barky VPR, we should have gotten the Barney Rocks concert instead of Birthday Bash. Yes, so for context, in 2010, Barney was touring Mexico with a show called Barney Rocks, inspired by the album and that era of Barney, where Come On Over to Barney's House and Pajama Party and all that is from. The same year that we got Birthday Bash in the US. I'm not from the US, I don't know why I said we, but the US got Birthday Bash. I love Birthday Bash, I'm very nostalgic for it, but it would have been very cool to see Barney Rocks get to tour America and Canada the GOAT, because it sounds like a very cool show and a very awesome show that unfortunately is stopped for a lot of people because of the language barrier. I don't think it should have replaced Birthday Bash, but I think it definitely should have came to North America. So 4 to 5 riffs.
Laughter.
And finally, from Omenikav1077, they should have switched set locations from the park setting to a different location, a la the later years of the series. Yes, I love the park setting, it's so iconic, but it definitely should have been switched after a while, or something should have been brought in to make it different, because in season 7 and 8, it's populated, it's cool. By those late seasons though, there's no more background extras, it feels very empty, and it's starting to it's starting to show its age. And that's probably why a lot of the hit seasons seem so stale and all like the same, because they use the exact same set without leaving it too often. So, 5 out of 5 riffs for this one.
Laughter.
A few of you guys opposed some of my earlier takes in my previous video. A lot of you weren't happy with my thoughts on the 94 suit. Too bad. No. My thoughts on the 94 suit have mellowed out a little bit. There are much, much worse Barney costumes out there, even used in the main series. Most of the hit ones are below this one. It's not bad, it's just not the best. It's very overhyped in my opinion, but it's definitely not awful. So maybe I was a little hard on the little guy last time, because he can still be cute, just he still looks kind of bald. And that was me reacting to your Barney unpopular opinions. I have a lot of fun making this series, but it's gonna go back to normal content now because I want to make some more normal content and stop offending people about purple dinosaurs. But if you ever want to see a future part to this series, leave a comment, drop your personal hot take, and I will maybe review it in the next episode of this series. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate if you could like it and subscribe to the channel. Join the Deskies. We're an awesome community and we do really cool stuff on this channel. And it also really helps me to continue make Barney content for you guys, which is something I really enjoy doing. So yeah, if you like this video, that subscribe button, you hit it like it's a copy of It's Time for Counting. No one's gonna get that. Anyway, I've been the Barney Desk. Thanks for watching. What to do now?